So the goal here is to replicate this livestock account dataset to see if the Logit Smart Excel utility livestock module will produce the same profit as you see here. Obviously it has to first produce the same average cost. So let me just walk you through that. So let's just crack open the livestock template. And here we have it over here, livestock template. And I will then just simply copy in this data. Right, so I've copied those values in. Now you'll notice I didn't copy in the closing values. And you'll notice that where it says opening inventory value, this actually should probably say sales value. All I've done is simply picked up the gross value. So that's not per unit, that's the gross value for gross sales through the given time frame, which in this case we're expecting is, say, 1 July to 30 June. Doesn't really matter, right? And I'm picking up these numbers. You'll notice that there's no need for a value on loss by death, and there's no need for a value on natural increase. The reason is because these numbers play into the closing stock average cost and therefore give you the closing stock value, which then drives your gross profit. You'll come out with the same gross profit and the same closing stock value as if you had worked with these other, as if you had worked with actually putting in these other numbers. Of course, in the case of killed for rations or exchanged for goods, you do need to put a value in, just like you do for sales, and you do need to put your number of head of stock in. And the reason for that is because you would actually have to put in a journal entry, which would be something like debit drawings, and credit this killed for rations account. So let's just have a look at that now. So we've got those numbers in there. We go back to the LSU and let's get the report. Notice here that I've got purchase cost, purchase count as 0, and also notice that it says it's ignored in the investment calculator tool. It will be ignored in this investment calculator tool when we connect our accounting engine to this. Then the accounting engine will be able to interact with these facts. Ration cost count 0, and if there were rations, you could simply put in the count and the system will compute the rations cost. That's why it says it can be left empty, right? So let's do our final run on this, and I'm just going to show you LSU. So we're looking for reports. You're going to lose sight of this for a moment. I'm going to drag it to the end so you can see LSU reports, and we've got the Logit standard, and down here we've got Livestock Calculator, right? So let it run for a moment. Let it run. You'll see that it's sort of running. You'll just see that there's a spinning blue wheel across the Excel sheet, and then it'll flip out a livestock report, and the livestock report will have your facts. Now the way we can test it is simply to look at the stock on hand at the end of the period, 19840.13, and what do we have over here? 19840.13, right? So that's your sort of test that this calculator is running correctly relative to what is essentially an old APS livestock report.